Right now, billions of people are connected. Messages travel across the world in seconds. Entire businesses exist only in the digital space, and the device in your hand holds more information than entire civilizations once did. But imagine this. One morning, you wake up and none of it exists. No internet, no Google, no social media, no instant communication. Just silence. Not because it stopped working, but because it was never invented in the first place. This is not a world recovering from a loss. This is a world that never had it. In this timeline, the internet was never created. No global network, no digital revolution, no invisible system connecting billions of people across continents. And without it, the modern world you know today would not exist, not even close, because the internet didn't just change how we communicate, it changed how we think, how we work, how we learn, how we connect, and even how we see reality itself. But to understand what happens when the internet never exists, we need to go back to the moment it almost began.
In our timeline, the internet didn't appear overnight. It started quietly, as an idea. During one of the most tense periods in human history, the Cold War, governments were searching for a way to communicate securely, even during a nuclear attack, a system that couldn't be destroyed easily, a network that had no single point of failure. And from that fear came innovation. In 1969, a project known as ARPANET was created, a small network connecting a few computers, simple, limited, but revolutionary, because for the first time, machines could talk to each other. At first, no one imagined what it would become. There were no social platforms, no streaming, no online businesses, just researchers sending data back and forth. But then, something changed. The network began to grow. More connections, more systems, more possibilities. And slowly, without anyone fully realizing it, the foundation of the modern world was being built. But in this timeline, that moment never happens. Maybe funding is cut. Maybe the project fails. Maybe no one sees its importance. Or maybe one small decision stops everything before it begins. No ARPANET, no expansion, no internet. And from that single missing piece, everything begins to change.
At first, the difference doesn't seem dramatic. People still live their lives. They still talk, still work, still build. But something is missing. Something invisible, yet incredibly powerful. Connection. Because without the internet, distance becomes real again. If you want to talk to someone far away, you have to call them or write a letter and wait. There are no instant messages, no video calls, no global conversations happening in real time. Information moves slowly. News takes time to spread. Events feel distant, disconnected. And over time, this creates a very different world, a world where people are more isolated, more local, more limited in what they know and how quickly they can know it. Think about this. Right now, you can learn almost anything in seconds. A question appears in your mind, and within moments, you have the answer. But in this world, that doesn't exist. Knowledge is no longer instant. It is stored in books, in libraries, in physical places, and access to it is not equal. Some people know more because they have access. Others know less because they don't. And that gap grows over time, because without the internet, information is no longer free. It becomes controlled, slower, harder to reach. And that changes something fundamental. opportunity. Without the internet, the global economy doesn't disappear, but it changes dramatically. In our world, entire industries exist because of the internet. E-commerce, digital marketing, online services, remote work. Millions of people earn money without ever leaving their homes. But in this timeline, none of that exists. If you want to buy something, you go to a physical store. If you want to start a business, you need a location, employees, capital. Growth is slower, expansion is limited. A small business stays small because it cannot reach the world. And the giants we know today, they never rise. No massive online marketplaces, no digital empires, no platforms connecting buyers and sellers across continents. The economy becomes more local, more restricted, less opportunity, less innovation, less speed. And over time, that creates a world where success is harder to achieve and even harder to scale. Now imagine something even more personal. There is no social media, no scrolling, no endless content, no viral moments, no global trends appearing overnight. You don't wake up to notifications. You don't check your phone every few minutes, because there is nothing to check. At first, this might sound peaceful, quieter, less overwhelming, but something else disappears too: visibility. In our world, anyone can be seen. Anyone can be heard. A single video, a single idea can reach millions. But in this timeline, that power doesn't exist. Your voice stays local. Your ideas stay limited to your surroundings. And for many people, opportunities that could have changed their lives never appear, because the platform that would have revealed them was never created. In our world, you exist in two places: the physical world and the digital one. Your profiles, your messages, your content, your presence online. But in this timeline, that second world is gone. You are only known by the people around you. There is no digital footprint, no online identity, no global presence. And that changes something subtle but powerful: legacy. Because in our world, what you create online can outlive you: your words, your ideas, your impact. But here, everything fades faster. What you say only exists in memory, and memory doesn't last forever. Without the internet, technology still evolves, but not the way you know it, because innovation needs connection. Ideas need to spread fast. Developers need to collaborate across countries, across continents. But in this world, that collaboration is slow, limited, disconnected. Breakthroughs take longer. Progress becomes incremental instead of exponential. And the device in your hand right now may not exist, or if it does, it is far less powerful, less connected, less capable. Because without the internet, a smartphone is just a phone. Because the internet was never just a tool. It was a force. It reshaped how humans think. It removed barriers between people, between ideas, between possibilities. And without it, those barriers return. The world becomes more divided, more distant, more fragmented. Not because people want it that way, but because nothing exists to bring them together. But the biggest change is something you can't see, something deeper: possibility. Because in our world, people believe they can become something more. They can learn anything, reach anyone, build something from nothing, all because of access. But in this timeline, that belief is weaker, Because the pathways don't exist. Opportunities are fewer. Progress is slower. And over time, people begin to expect less from life, from the future, from themselves. And so, we arrive at this world, a world without the internet, a world that still functions, still survives, but feels different, quieter, slower, smaller. A world where information is limited, connections are weaker, opportunities are fewer. And yet, the people living in that world would never know. Because to them, this is normal. They have no idea what they are missing, no concept of a world where everything is connected, where ideas travel instantly, where opportunities are limitless, where a single moment can change everything. Because when something is never created, it doesn't just disappear, it never exists, even in imagination. And that raises a question. If something as invisible as the internet could reshape the entire world, then what else is shaping your life right now without you even realizing it? Because the reality you live in is not guaranteed. It is built on moments, decisions, ideas that could have easily gone the other way. And if even one of them had, the world you know today would be unrecognizable. Or maybe it wouldn't exist at all.